Hello and welcome. My name is Deandra Sharp and I'm the Senior Community Impact Manager with Next 50. I am so excited that you've joined this webinar. This session is all about the Colorado Organizational Resiliency Grant opportunity. Today, we'll be diving into some really important topics that include Next 50's funding priority areas, who can apply for COR grant funding, the foundations of COR, and so much more. My goal today is to provide you with clear, practical guidance to help you better understand this grant opportunity and identify how your work can align with our priorities. With that being said, let's get started. One key component of our work at Next 50 is supporting organizations that are driving impact and change for older adults. To do this, we focus on 3 funding priority areas that guide where we invest our resources and attention. The first priority area is supporting aging in place. As our country ages, we want older adults to have the resources, economic freedom, and peace of mind to live where they feel most comfortable. We fund programs that provide affordable housing solutions that provide more affordable alternatives to institutional aging, caregiver workforce support, wraparound service assistance, and financial literacy programs. Next up is advancing digital equity. Technology is essential. It's the bridge to connection, opportunity, and independence. We support projects that expand access to devices, broadband, digital education programs that facilitate access to financial or workforce resource, and age-inclusive technology and digital fraud prevention. Last but not least is ending ageism. We want to live in a world where people are valued and respected as they age. To make this happen, we need to end age-related stereotypes, prejudice, and discrimination directed towards others and ourselves. We believe that this will eliminate societal barriers built from age-based bias, thus improving access to economic opportunity for older adults in both the short and long term. Next 50 funds initiatives that challenge stereotypes, create age-inclusive workplaces, advocacy for legal protections against bias, and projects that shift cultural narratives and address the root causes of ageism. At Next 50, equity is a key part of our mission and our core values. We are proud to incorporate justice, equity, diversity, and inclusion principles into all aspects of our work. That's why all grant applications must demonstrate alignment with our mission and core values. As such, our mission mandates that we direct grant funding towards low and moderate income older adults, including those from historically marginalized and geographically underserved communities. Please take some time to review this slide and learn about the marginalized populations we serve. Now that we have the populations we serve in focus, let's dive into who's eligible to apply for funding. COR grant funding is for Colorado-based nonprofit entities organized under sections 501c3, 501c4, and 501c6 of the IRS code that are in good standing and serving marginalized older adults. It is important to note that government entities and universities are not eligible to apply for COR grant funding. As you consider the COR grant opportunity, we want to take a moment to walk through a few financial requirements that help ensure these resources are managed with care, transparency, and integrity. For organizations requesting larger grant amounts, applicants will need to provide a recent external audit as part of the application process. If your organization does not yet have an external audit, you are still welcome to apply. In those cases, funding requests will be limited to smaller grant amounts. We also recognize that smaller nonprofits often operate with different capacities. Organizations with more modest operating budgets may submit a financial review or compilation in place of a full audit when requesting larger grants. Organizations may also apply through a fiscal sponsor, which is a nonprofit partner that provides financial oversight and assumes responsibility for managing the grant funds. Take a moment to pause here and review this slide so you can explore these requirements in a bit more detail. Now that we've talked about the financial requirements, let's zoom out for a moment and look at the bigger picture of what makes an organization truly strong and sustainable. When we talk about organizational strength, we're talking about the foundation, the people, the systems, and the resources that allow an organization to carry out its mission effectively. And organizational resiliency is about what happens when challenges arise, because they always do. It's the ability of an organization to adapt, recover, and continue moving forward while staying grounded in its purpose. Resilient organizations tend to have strong leadership, stable and thoughtful financial practices, effective and efficient systems, and deep trust within the communities they serve. Because when these pieces are in place, an organization doesn't just survive change, it grows through it. Through COR, we fund grant proposals that help build this kind of capacity. That might include formation of strategic partnerships to address new fiscal challenges and take advantage of organizational strengths or consolidations, training and other professional development to prepare staff to adapt to new realities, technology upgrades, and other infrastructure changes that promote organizational efficiency and stability. Efforts to identify new and sustainable funding streams. Efforts that improve the financial stability of the organization over the near and long term. These kinds of investments help organizations build the strength they need today while positioning themselves for long-term impact. Let's take a moment to look at the foundations of COR. These are the core principles that every funded project is expected to align with. They guide our work and help ensure that every investment we make is intentional, meaningful, and impactful for older adults and the organizations that serve them. The first is innovation. For COR, innovation means that your request clearly demonstrates new approaches that go beyond existing solutions to increase your organization's effectiveness, equity, efficiency, or sustainability. This is your opportunity to show how your project brings fresh thinking, improves practices, and strengthens your organization so it can better serve older adults. Next is economic well-being. We know that aging is not affordable, and financial security is a real challenge for many older adults. At Next 50, we are deeply committed to supporting the economic well-being of older adults. We want to understand how your work helps improve financial stability and opportunity, whether through access to resources, workforce opportunities, financial education, or other supports that help older adults live with dignity and security. Another key foundation is economic resilience. We want to see clear evidence that a grant from Next 50 will help strengthen your organization's resilience, its ability to remain strong, stable, and effective over time. That means having a clear understanding of how the funding will be used to build the systems, strategies, or capacity needed to sustain your work and continue serving older adults, even as challenges arise. Another important foundation is connection to marginalized older adults. At the heart of this work is a commitment to ensuring that the voices and needs of marginalized older adults are not just included, but centered. We want to understand how your work reaches and supports those who have been historically underserved. This is your opportunity to show how your organization is building trust, creating access, and addressing inequity so that the people who need support the most are not left behind. And finally, priority area alignment. Earlier, we talked about funding priorities, and this foundation is all about making sure your work connects to one or more of those areas, whether it's supporting aging in place, advancing digital equity, or ending ageism. Alignment helps ensure that together we are moving the work forward in ways that create meaningful change for older adults. With the core foundations in mind, let's also take a moment to review what we can't fund. Understanding this will help you focus your proposal on the projects and activities that best align with our priorities. We want to be clear about the types of work or requests that fall outside of the scope of this funding opportunity, so you can shape your proposal around the areas where Next 50 is positioned to provide support. Take a moment to review this slide carefully. Knowing where the boundaries are can help you focus your energy on the opportunities where you can shine the brightest. With the foundations and funding boundaries clear, let's turn our attention to the 2026 funding process. This is not an open application cycle. Applications cannot be submitted without an invitation. Before submitting an application, you must first connect directly with a member of our team. This step is designed to make sure your proposal is clear, focused, and aligned. To connect, simply request a discovery call using the form on our website. Be ready to share your prospective grant proposal and explain how it reflects the core foundations. As this webinar comes to a close, I want you to remember this. The work you do, the people you serve, and the foundations you build aren't just about surviving. They're about thriving, growing, and creating impact every single day. Resilient organizations don't just weather the storm, they learn to dance in the rain. So keep your umbrella handy, keep your eyes on the horizon, and know that nonprofits like yours are the heart and soul that keep our communities moving forward. Thank you for joining us, and have a phenomenal day.